हरि जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ जय गिरिधारी जय गिरिवर हरि जय यशोदानंदना जय व्रज जना जय यशोदानंदना जय व्रज रंजना जय यमुना तीरवन चारी जय कुंज बिहारी जय यमुना तीरवन चारी जय कुंज बिहारी हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे जय प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा श्रील प्रभुपदा जय गुरुदेवा जय गुरुदेवा जय गुरुदेवा जय गुरु गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौर निताय गौर हरि बोल बोल निताय गौर बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि नाम संकीर्तन की जय। It's 10, so we start with the Mangalacharan prayer. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनाशलाकय चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन बुद्धिः स्वयं कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम् वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगत्ते गोपेशा गोपिका कांता राधा कांता नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन्निति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वते देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यादेशतारिणी नामचिन्तामणि कृष्ण चैतन्य रसविग्रह पूर्णशुद्धो नित्यमुक्तो अभिन्नत्वं नाम नामि जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे नानाशास्त्रविचारनैकनिपुनो सद्धर्मसंस्थापको लोकानां हितकारिणो त्रिभुवने मन्यो शरण्याकरो राधा कृष्ण पदारविन्द भजना नन्देन मत्तालिको वन्दे रूप सनातनो रघुयुगो श्रीजीव गोपालको I offer my respectful obeisances unto the six Goswamis, Rupa Goswami, Sri Sanatana Goswami, Sri Raghunatha Bhatta Goswami, Sri Raghunatha Dasa Goswami, Sri Jiva Goswami, and Sri Gopala Bhatta Goswami, who are very expert in scrutinizingly studying all the revealed scriptures with the aim of establishing eternal religious principles for the benefit of all human beings. Thus, they are honored all over the three worlds and they are worth taking shelter of because they are absorbed in the mode of gopis and engaging in the transcendental service of Radha and Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna to all assembled devotees. Wishing you all a very happy and a blissful Dhanteras. And with that, we start our next of devotion. So we finished the introduction, we finished the first chapter, understanding the characteristics of the devotional service. Today we will start with the second chapter, that is the first stage of devotion. That is sadhana bhakti. I will in brief about sadhana. What are included in sadhana bhakti could be taken up the following. So please accept my humble obeisances and bless me so that I speak the right words in the right mode. Taken this as a seva for the pleasure of the Lordship to satisfy my Guru and for my obedience. With that note, we start. So, Nectar of Devotion, chapter number 2. We will go through the first stages of devotion. So, before that, what is Nectar of Devotion? It is Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, ocean of the nectarian descriptions of devotional service unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead. We understood that this book is considered as an ocean, got three parts, the three directions, four directions, the eastern, western, northern, and southern. So each part, directions, it has got various chapters which has been addressed here as waves, multiple waves. So we are going through the eastern division with which has got four waves, four chapters. First, it describes about Samanya Bhakti, a general description of Bhakti. Then it speaks about Sadhana Bhakti, Bhakti in practice and its types. Then the Bhava Bhakti, Bhakti in ecstasy. and Prema Bhakti, the love of God. Okay. So we understood that Uttama Bhakti, the definition. So what is Uttama Bhakti? The definition given for Bhakti, the verse.
अन्याभिलाषिता शून्यम ज्ञान कर्मादि अनावृतम अनुकूल्येन कृष्णानुशीलनम भक्तिरुत्तमः.
Very good. So in this, what is the first two characteristics of a Uttama Bhakti? The primary characteristics in this definition?
That is, it should be अन्याभिलाषिता शून्यम, means there should be no
the second,
motivation.
that is the secondary. The primary is Anukulena. Anukulena, Anushilanam. We should cultivate the Bhakti, and Anukulena. It is compulsory for the for Krishna service, and it should be Anya Abhilashita, without any desire. Our desire on serving the Supreme Lord Shri Krishna. So understanding the definition, then this is what you must have gone through the chapters. He understood in the first wave. Yeah, there was Mangalacharan, right, where it talks about first the Namaskara. The author, he pays his respect to the spiritual master, the Supreme Lord, the spiritual master, to all the Vaishnavas. Then the objective, what is the objective of this book, right? And then Ashirvad, blessing. It is a benediction. This book is a benediction to all the human society. It gives us the nectar. It gives us an understanding that who is the Supreme Lord and what should be what are the processes to achieve the abode of the Lord. And then the various divisions. That is a Grantha Vibhaga. Then we understood like Prabhuji very rightly defined the definition of Uttama Bhakti. Anya Vilashita Shunyam. Jnana Karmadi Anavratam Anukulena Krishna Anushilanam Bhakti Ruchyate. Right? It should be, we have to cultivate. That emotion is there within us, but we have to cultivate, and it should be Anukulena. It should be favorable. We should do the devotion favorably and without any desire. It should be for the desire to please the Lord. Anya Abhilashita Shunyam. And it should not be based on any speculation, mental speculation, jnana, karma, adi, or any activity. So then we understood the 6 qualities or the characteristics of Uttama Bhakti. What are the characters? What are the 6 characteristics of Uttama Bhakti?
Raga
It removes all the miseries and
Kleshagni.
Haribol, Kleshagni. Second.
Then that Brahman, it is that Anand is beyond Brahman. That is, we can say Brahmananda, that Ananda.
But second we discussed
auspicious.
Shubhada. Yeah, auspicious. Shubhada.
Sudurlabha.
Moksha.
No, before that, moksha.
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 Sandrananda.
Then it is Sudarlabha.
Sudarlabha, Sandrananda.
Yeah, that is what Sandrananda Vishnu.
Sri Krishna Karana.
Yeah, Sri Krishna Akarsana. These are the 6 characteristics of devotional service. When we do devotional service, these are the qualities which we have. So in the second wave, that is the second chapter, today we are going to deal with the types of Uttama Bhakti, Sadhana Bhakti, Bhava Bhakti, Prema Bhakti. Then in the further classes, we will understand Vaidehi Bhakti, right? What is the various Angas, the 64 limbs, and then the 5 potent amongst them. Then Ek and Aneka Angas, and then in the end, Raganuga Sadhana. This is about the second wave, that is the second chapter, and today we will be going on to the So we understand that the characteristics of Bhakti, Klesha, destroys material sufferings. Shubhada, bestows auspiciousness. Moksha, Lagatakrit, disregards liberation. For them, the liberation is the perfection of the liberation. Amongst all the liberation, the perfection of liberation is
seva, seva to Krishna,
Prema.
eternal seva.
Krishna Prema.
At the lotus feet of the Lord, surrendering to the lotus feet of the Lord, right? Liberation at the lotus feet of the Lord. That is the perfection of all the liberations. That is why it disregards all the other liberations. Sudurlabha, very rarely attained. Sandrananda Visheshatma, manifest condensed state. Shri Krishna Akarsani, attracts Krishna. So this is the characteristic. In this chapter, as I said, we will be doing with trying to understand, and we will see that. Can you see the screen well?
Yes, Mataji.
Okay. So 1 to 5, it speaks about the types of Uttama Bhakti, Sadhana Bhakti, Bhava Bhakti, Prema, and then definition, essence. This is what we are going to cover today. And the types of Sadhana Bhakti, like the Vaidehi Bhakti and the Bhava Bhakti and all, it will be taken on later. So we will just... Right, got it. Yeah. Okay. So here we understand that types of Uttama Bhakti. There are 3 types of Uttama Bhakti. That is Sadhana Bhakti, Bhakti in devotional service in practice, Bhava Bhakti, devotional service in ecstasy, Prema Bhakti, devotional service in pure love. So they are broadly classified into 3. My slides may not, because I've tried to scan from Subodhini. This is what I could do the maximum. Maybe next time a little more reachable I'll get it. So Uttama Bhakti. Uttama Bhakti, we say broadly it is sadhana and sadhya bhakti. Sadhana means devotional service in practice. So when we are practicing, we have to achieve a perfection. That is why we are practicing to achieve a perfection. So sadhana bhakti is devotional service in practice, and sadhya bhakti is the result of this. The goal of this practice is devotional service in perfection. So then why? Yeah. So then here the question in Subodhin is why Bhava Bhakti is separated from Sadhana Bhakti. So here it says that for a clear understanding, right? Because Bhava Bhakti, it is like when you are doing a practice, okay, and then it has got a goal, it has got a perfection. That perfection is Bhava Bhakti, where the emotions develop, right? When you are doing Sadhana Bhakti, we are just following the rules and regulations. We are following it, we are practicing it so that the bhakti which is dormant within us get resurfaced. So bhava, it cannot be considered within sadhana bhakti, because bhava contains a direct realization of Krishna, and bhava is the goal of sadhana. And bhava bhakti should, like we say that, what is the difference? Like bhava bhakti, devotional service in ecstasy and devotional service in pure love. What would be the difference? So Vedini says that it is in Bhava Bhakti, one should be distinguished from Prema Bhakti, because even though we are in Bhava, there may be some impurities, little. That means in the early stages, not in the advanced stage of Bhava. In the early stages, during the practice, and in the early stages, there are possibilities of some anarthas and apradhas that still exist. And then even the rasas that develop, it may be very slightly that relations, the rasas which you have towards the Lord, slightly it may develop, but not fully manifest. So whereas in pure devotion service, that emotion, the relationship you have with the Lord, it manifests, and you render service at that level. So we understand that sadhana bhakti is devotion in practice, and sadhya bhakti is devotional service in perfection. Sadhya and sadhana. So we will read from the So we understood that what is sadhana bhakti?
Devotional service in practice.
Practice. And sadhya?
Sadhya.
Devotional service in perfection.
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 So in perfection, we get the bhava bhakti and prema bhakti.
Prema bhakti.
Yes. So, devotees and
Bhava Bhakti is of
Mataji,
two stages.
Mataji, Raganuga Bhakti is a link between sadhana bhakti and the second bhakti, bhava bhakti, we can say. Raganuga Bhakti.
Raganuga Bhakti, you are developing. In fact, in Sadhana Bhakti, we say Vaidihi Bhakti and Raganuga Bhakti. And then this Raganuga Bhakti, you are doing that practice, be like Ragatmika. Prabhu, we'll try to understand this from, this is the preliminary stage. When we understand this clearly and we move forward, then it will become very clear. Yes, as you said, Sadhana Bhakti, two types, right? Now we will be just describing what is Sadhana Bhakti. And then in the next chapters, it will be describing more about Vaidihi Bhakti, doing the rules and regulation, and then going on to Raganuga, the various development of the devotion, and which wise we are trying to become like the Ragatmika. Okay? So first let us understand what is Sadhana Bhakti. Let this concept be clear. Then going into the rules and regulations of Vaidihi Bhakti, and then move forward. Otherwise, it will become a lot of confusion. Yes, as you asked, it will go on further. Yes. Okay, Prabhu?
Yes, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, yeah. Yes, Divya Mataji, you can read the first paragraph, Mataji.
Okay, Mataji. Dandavat Pranam.
Pranam.
The first stages of devotion. The three categories of devotional service which Srila Rupa Goswami described in Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu are listed as devotional service in practice, devotional service in ecstasy, and devotional service in pure love of Godhead. There are many subheadings in each of these categories. Generally, it is understood that in the category of devotional service in practice, there are two different qualities. Devotional service in ecstasy has 4 qualities, and devotional service in pure love of Godhead has 6 qualities. These qualities will be explained by Srila Rupa Goswami later on.
Very good. So, what are the 6 character qualities of devotional service? Just now we understood it is Shakni, Shubhada, then Moksha Lagutakrit, Sudurlabha, Sandranand Visheshatma, and Sri Krishna Akartani. Right. So in this, it says that Sadhana Bhakti has got 2 qualities. So that 2 qualities is the first 2 qualities. Which are the first 2 qualities of devotion?
Kleshagni and Shubhada.
Yes, Shubhada. So by doing Sadhana Bhakti, we get these qualities. That is Kleshagni. What is Kleshagni? Kleshagni means it removes or it destroys our material sufferings. So why are these sufferings due to? Why do we get the material sufferings? It was done in depth, right? Kleshagni. Kleshagni.
Due
Why
to
do
our
we get
past karmas, Mataji.
past karma? Okay.
We can say Adhidaivika Klesha, Adi Adhyatmik Klesha, and Adi Bhautika Klesha. Means Maya, we can say Maya.
Yes, but why? The main reason is ignorance, right? It is mainly because of we are in the mode, even the material world is in the mode of ignorance, right? It was created. So it is mainly the ignorance. Because of ignorance, what happens is our desire, we desire in a very wrong way. This desire is the bijam. Because of that desire, we try to commit sin. And this sin has got a sinful reaction. And because of that, and that reaction is called, because of the desire, you do an activity. Like, you desire to. So that desire is the bijam. It is a seed that made you to steal. And because of stealing, of course, you have done that papam, right? And then this papam, there are 2 in that category, there is aprarabdha and prarabdha. What is aprarabdha? And what is prarabdha?
Prarabdha already manifested. Is it? Aprarabdha is
Aprarabdha
going to be manifested.
means which is not fructified.
With any examples you can say? Like now stealing. I had the desire and I stole. The bijam was there and I did that papa. So what is aprarabdha?
Immediate punishment is
Is?
aprarabdha.
No.
No, sorry, it's prarabdha.
Prarabdha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So
aprarabdha is unfructified.
Yeah. Like you stole and then the police have not come and you are not arrested. Right? Aprarabdha. And because you have not got, even you do small things, and you are not caught, then again that proclivity is there to do it again. Right? So that it comes within you as kutam. Alright? So prarabdha leads to kutam, and then when you get punishment, you suffer klesha. Here it is said that when you do devotional service, even when you start practicing sadhana bhakti, when you start practicing, it takes care of this ignorance, the wrong desire, the bijam, the papam, the aprarabdha, prarabdha. So where it is written in Padma Puran. Padma Puran, the verse that aprarabdha phalam papam kutam bijam phanontam krama क्रमेणैव प्रलीयते Vishnu Bhakti Ratatmanam. Any kramena, while you are doing this, only this, our whatever material distress we have, like the aprarabdha, the kutam, the bijam, everything, the simple reaction, everything gets nullified. Written in Padma Puran. Further, it says that Ija haratvam. Ija is that desire, the desire to do wrong. That desire is also nullified. In Srimad Bhagavatam 6.17, it says that Testani agani punyante tapodana vritadivi na dharmajam tadridayam tad api sangri sevaya. It says that te stani agani punyate. Whatever say pious activity like tapo dana vrita didi. Tapo is austerity. Dana is charity. Like sometimes when there is a lot of distress and anxiety, we go and astrologer, you do charity, and you type of austerity, you take these vows. So it says that even if you do this, na dharmajam tad hridayam, that kutam, that desire to which is deep, that seed which is there deep within you, that cannot be nullified. Temporarily, it will nullify. But that root of it, that bijam of it will not be nullified by all these religious activities, but it will be nullified by tadapi shangri sevaya. Angri, that is when you serve sevaya, when you serve at the lotus feet of the Lord, then all this, when the bijam, the proclivity to do sin, that is also nullified. That is what it says, that bija haratvam. Then further, again in Srimad Bhagavatam 4.2239, 22nd chapter 39 verse, it's avidya. Now why this sins are happening? It is because of our avidya, ignorance. So here it says, Yad pada pankaja palasa vilasa bhaktya, Yad pada pankaja, the lotus feet of the Lord. Palasa vilasa bhaktya, those who are engaged in the service of the Lord, right, in practice, karma shayam gratitam udgrati yantanta, udgrati. What it will udgrata, what it will remove, karma shayan gratitam, that tight knot of ignorance, the false ego, which makes us commit sin one after the other, that is uprooted. Further it says, tadva narikta matayo yadato apiruddham. Even it, whatever, by any other method, try to overcome it of ignorance. Which is
Mataji?
very, yes, Mataji.
You are unable
Voice
to
is
hear.
Yeah.
Breaking.
Is it breaking, Mataji? My internet is.
Yes, Mataji.
What should I do?
Can you come closer, Mataji? If you come closer, we are able to hear you.
Now? Okay.
Yes, Mataji, better.
Or you
Okay.
can switch off your video, Mataji, if it's a problem.
Just my video. It's okay now?
Yes,
Yes,
Mataji.
Mataji.
Okay. This became impersonalism, right? Okay. So that whatever means you adopt, right, it will not be nullified only when Bhaja Vasudevam Shrota Ganastan Aranam. That it says that Tadavanna Rikta Matayo Yatayo Apirutta Shrota Ganastamaranam. Whatever you do by the yogis and the jnanis, whatever method they try, but it is very difficult to stop that the ignorance, that the ignorance in you, that can be nullified or that can be destroyed only by Bhaja Vasudevan. That is the bhakti of the Supreme Lord. So we understand that when you are doing bhakti, when you start doing devotional service in practice itself, the bijam, the mode of ignorance we are in, right? All this can be nullified by doing devotional. That is the quality of sadhana bhakti. Right? Then it says that it is auspicious, right? It says that sadhana bhakti has got two qualities. One is kleshagni, which we understood now, and now it says the shubhada. It is auspicious. It gives auspiciousness. Right? In Srimad Bhagavatam also, in one of the verses, Krishna is addressed as Bhuvana Mangala. He is auspicious and he gives auspiciousness. So this NOD says that, the verse says that it is by doing devotional, how it gives auspiciousness is by doing devotional service, everyone is benefited. Isn't it? Everyone. Is there anyone who is not benefited? Even when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was chanting, doing kirtan and going through the Jharkhand forest, even the animals started chanting. Right? And then it attracts everyone. In that, we can understand that can you give me examples where doing devotional service, it attracts everyone? You attract, people give you respect, people see you with awe and reverence. Any examples? Because I have my many things on, no, I cannot. Yeah. Yes, who knows can say the answer.
Means like when we follow devotional service, we don't follow the sinful life of illicit sex, gambling, meat eating, intoxication, and so people consider us as cultured people, and they don't consider us as like the other people like who do all these things. So they respect us for that. Like means they consider that devotees have given up everything and they are leading a civilized way of life, like we can say.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes, Prabhu.
That is only our attitude itself shows the person who is in another stage, in another means of style of living. His attitude itself, I think.
Yeah, the attitude, very rightly said. Our advancement in spiritual path depends upon our attitude. Right? So that is also one of the characteristics of Shubhada. All the good qualities develop. When you say that it bestows, that bhakti bestows auspiciousness, in that one factor is that you develop all the good qualities. In the Srimad Bhagavatam 6th canto, oh no, not in the 5th canto, 5.18.21, where it says that Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, Prabhupada has written in the purport that Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami says that all the 24 qualities of a Vaishnava, it starts there. It must start manifesting those good qualities of being kind, being humble, being patient, then you respect others, you are very grave in your devotional service, you are merciful, So these are, and then attracting others is to set an example. Like Maharaj, right? He was his stepmother Suruchi not allow him to sit, and she said that if you want to get that position, you have to be born in my womb. And then later on, by doing devotional service, he was so in that young age, he achieved the perfection. He saw the Supreme Lord, and everybody respects. And that same mother who had rebuked him, insulted him, she blessed him, saying, "Long may you live." So that is what I say. It attracts. Devotional service attracts. It bestows. Even the six Goswami, who were actually the ministers in the what do you call, working with the Nawab, right? They had done so many activities, but then later on, when they renounced everything, they were in Vrindavan, excavating various temples under the instruction of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, various scriptures. All people in Vrindavan were all in awe and reverence towards them, wanted their blessings. People would come to Vrindavan to be their disciples. So this sadhana bhakti, as you start sadhana bhakti, in practice itself, you develop that auspiciousness, right? And it gives happiness. It gives happiness to all, right? When we do any material activity, certain type of happiness, but when we do those who are impersonalism, right? They get the happiness which is called a Brahmananda. But by doing devotional service, we get Paramananda, the superior must all the happiness. And that in the Subodhini, Gauranga Prabhu has given few examples where Lord Shiva is telling the Sati, right? By doing bhakti, all the mystics, we get siddhi, bhukti, mukti, and as well as bhakti. Right? So in this, it is a package. Get everything together. And then Prahlad Maharaj, he says that bhakti is just like a creeper. Dharma, artha, kama, moksha. Everything is included. And then you get the perfect. So this is what it is mentioned, that sadhana bhakti has got it has got two qualities. It removes all our material stress, and we understand that our ignorance, our avidya, even that small deep-rooted proclivity to do the sin, everything is nullified by doing sadhana, by doing bhakti. And that is the preliminary stage itself. We ourselves we know that when as we come, because first we have to follow the regulative principle. In that itself, we give up all our bad habits, right? Meat eating, intoxication. There were maybe so many amongst us, who couldn't give up tea. They would get headache, this and that, many excuses. But then gradually, as we do follow the rules and regulation, it helps us to overcome. We understood that these are the qualities which is mentioned.
Krishna says in 18th chapter 66 was that one who surrenders me devotion, he comes to me, means that is sarva dharman parityajya. So all the sins he goes away by bhakti.
Yeah, yes, bhakti. So we are here talking about the preliminary stage of bhakti, where in the preliminary stage, as we start doing it, sadhana bhakti itself, we get this, all our what do you call, the sins we have occurred, slowly that. So somebody can read. So this is about the characteristics we understood. Now the second paragraph.
Can I read?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay, in this connection, Sri Rupa Goswami suggests that the person eligible for Krishna consciousness or devotional service can be classified by his particular taste. He says that
yes, Prabhu. We will just understand what is this. Krishna consciousness, when a person is eligible for Krishna or devotional service, is classified as by his particular taste. The taste means it has to develop attraction to Krishna, isn't it? Right? You have to develop attraction to Krishna. Are you all there with me?
Yes. Higher taste.
Yes. So whatever that means, how will we attract, attraction to Krishna? How do we do that?
There's a verse in Bhagavad Gita regarding this, means giving up the lower taste and developing higher taste. Means Prabhupada has written a book also on it.
Param Drishtva Nivartante. Like you get. So how will you adopt that? How will you attract? classified that
Lauryam
Only by chanting,
extensive
Mataji.
giving for the love of
Yeah.
God.
So in
Chanting.
the love of God, it is now we are in the preliminary stage. Love of God becomes the perfection. So we are in the preliminary stage. So there is a verse in Srimad Bhagavatam. It says, Atha Pumbir Dvija Shrestha Varnashrama Vibhagata. In whatever varna or ashrama we are, Swanishtistasya Dharmasya. Do your prescribed duty, and doing this prescribed duty should be Samsiddhir Haritoshanam. Whatever activity you do, it should be for the pleasure of the Lord. That is how we have to do our activity. Otherwise, same in Srimad Bhagavatam, it says that Dharma Swanishtita Pumsan Vishwasena Katas Tuyaha Not Utpadayati Yati Ratim Shrama Eva Hi Kevalam. Not Utpadayate Yadi Ratim. That whatever activity you do, if you are not developing that taste, that desire to satisfy the the desire to serve for Krishna, you are doing it for your satisfaction, then it has to be considered as Rama Eva Hivala. It is waste of time and energy. You are not going to benefit in any. So then we increase, when we do our devotional service, when we increase that attraction, that is when we do our duty for the pleasure of the Lord, the more the attraction towards the Lord, right? So we understand that this attraction, how it develops, this attraction develops with, what is the first stage of devotional service?
It is Rishikesha Sevaya. It is in Bhagavad
In the
Gita.
first, yeah, but
Ado Shraddha.
Shraddha, right? Shraddha is faith. That is also an attraction, right? You are developing faith to hear about, to do our prescribed duty for the pleasure of Krishna. So it develops with faith. We should be curious to do activities for the pleasure of Krishna. So we understood that how bhakti is, that it is just like a cycle, right? You have it, you do activities for Krishna, the attraction for devotional service increases. Therefore, you execute that devotional service. By executing devotional service, any activities for Krishna, again, the more that attraction develops, right? So here it is said that in the verse we say devotional service, therefore, it's a continuous process from our previous life. If you have done some devotional service in the past life, you will continue in this life. Isn't it? That is what it is said, right? Haribol?
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
So
that means if you have done a devotional service earlier, you will do it in this life also. So somewhere it must have started, right? When you have started, it must have started somewhere. So how does it start?
So only we came in association with ISKCON movement, with devotees, with Prabhupada books. So our past life we did all these activities in Bhakti. So we came in association in this life with ISKCON movement, Prabhupada books, like you can say
so that,
devotees.
You said that in the past life you did devotional service, but in the past life also, how did you get that devotion?
Some Agnata Sukriti Mataji.
That is the mercy of the devotee.
Yeah.
It is the mercy of the devotee, isn't it? Now here, see, in most of us in this forum, we must have come into this a cult of Krishna consciousness through Damodar Arati, isn't it? There was a devotee who was so merciful, who came to our house, knocked the door, and gave us this knowledge. Correct? The devotees, they go out and they preach. They do Sankirtan, Nagara Sankirtan. They sell books, book distribution. So there should be some, it is the mercy of the devotee. That is why it is said, Brahmanda Brahmite Kauna Bhagyavan, Guru Krishna, what is it? Guru Krishna
Prasade.
Bhakti Ladam
Bij.
Guru Krishna It is the mercy. It is the mercy of the Lord. It is the mercy of the Guru, the devotees, the Guru, by which we get this Bhakti Lata Bij, right? So now it is said that it is the mercy. So whom should the Lord be merciful to? It is the mercy of the Lord. So, but there should be some criteria to whom the Lord should be merciful to.
It is said in 7th chapter, Artha Arthi Jigyasvinani. These 4 type of devotees approach Krishna. Like Artha Arthi Jigyasvinani.
They approach Krishna. Good. Then, so there should be, right?
The Lord is merciful to everyone.
Yeah.
Mataji,
Everyone is not getting devotional service, no, Mataji. He is merciful to everyone. Whatever the desire is there within us, the Paramatma within our heart will fulfill that. He is merciful. So it is He is merciful to those conditioned souls to whom the devotees are merciful. The devotee came to our house, they knocked the door, isn't it?
Yes,
so
Mataji.
for us, that we have got a free will. We can apply it any way. Without the mercy of the Lord, it is not possible. So it is that mercy of the devotee who came to our house, who knocked our door, and it is that the Lord gave us that mercy that we accepted this process.
Yes, Mataji. Same process I came into Krishna consciousness.
Yes, it is for everyone. Even me, even if I go to say, even as my Siksha Guru, he would go to every door and he would knock, and then he will go to the playground and he will say, children are calling out any name. And then he would catch hold of that name and ask the other child, what is the name? Where does this guy live? Where he is? And then he would go to their house. The mercy of the devotee. And the Lord becomes merciful to that, and to whom the devotees are merciful, and thus we came into this process. Right? So this is about how so Krishna, this bhakti is that also we should understand that bhakti, as it is said that can somebody read here, for example, suppose I practice Haribol?
Yes, I will read. For example, suppose in this life, I practice devotional service to some extent, even though it is not 100% perfectly performed. Whatever I have done will not be lost. In my next life, from the very point where I stop in this life, I shall begin again. In this way, there is always a continuity. But even if there is no continuity, if only by chance a person takes interest in a pure devotee's instruction, he can be accepted and can advance in devotional service. Anyway, for persons who have a natural taste for understanding books like Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam, devotional service is easier than for those who are simply accustomed to mental speculation and argumentative processes.
Very good. So, yeah. Can you read this, Prabhuji? Practice means?
Okay. Practice means employing our senses in some particular type of work. Therefore, devotional service in practice means utilizing our different sensory organs in service to Krishna. Some of the senses are meant for acquiring knowledge, and some are meant for executing the conclusions of our thinking, feeling, and willing. So, practice means employing both the mind and the senses in practical devotional service. This practice is not for developing something artificial. For example, a child learns or practices to walk. This walking is not unnatural. The walking capacity is there originally in the child, and simply by a little practice, he walks very nicely. Similarly, a devotional service to the Supreme Lord is the natural instinct of every living entity. Even uncivilized men like the Aborigines offer their respectful obeisances to something wonderfully exhibited by nature's law, and they appreciate that behind some wonderful exhibition or action, there is something supreme. So, this consciousness, though lying dormant in those who are materially contaminated, is found in every living entity. And when purified, this is called Krishna consciousness.
Yes, very good. So, here we understand that. Yeah, we'll understand that what is the definition of sadhana bhakti. Yeah, so it says that in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, it says that Kriti Sadhya Bhavet Sadhya Bhavasa Sadhana Vidha Nitya Siddhyasya Bhavasya Prakrityam Riddhi Sadhyata. Kriti sadhya, that is practicing, you have to use your senses. You are using these senses for bhave. So what happens when you use your senses? What does it happen? It develops bhavas, that is the emotion. So we understand that it is not something mechanical, or you can say that the devotional service is there within us. Like there is butter in the milk, curd or milk, you can say, right? But you have to churn it out, right? Unless you churn it out, it does not come up, right? Similarly, here it says that Kriti Sadhya, you have to do the practice. You have to practice it using your senses. And what happens is the bhava develops, produce of bhava, and that is called sadhana bhakti. So nitya sadhya bhavasya. This bhava is not artificially created. This is what it is not. It is just like child. He has the tendency to walk, right? But then we have hold the hand of the child. If the child practice it, by doing that, that thing, that capacity of walking which the child has, it resurfaces and the child starts walking. Similarly, have to do sadhana bhakti sadhya. That means you have to do, you have to use your senses, the working senses, the knowledge acquiring senses, and you have to develop, because this emotion that is present, it is there within you, it is eternally. Only by sadhana that you can get it out. You can resurface it and then use it in your practice. That is what it is. So it practice, can somebody say this sadhana bhakti or practice means?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
Sadhana bhakti or practice means employing both our mind and senses, knowledge senses and working senses, in practical devotional service to Krishna, to awaken our dormant and natural love for Krishna. When bhakti is cultivated or awakened, sadhya, by actions, kriti, of the senses is called sadhana bhakti. Sadhana bhakti is that by which bhava and prema are awakened. Bhaktya sanjayate bhaktya.
Yeah. Bhaktya sanjayate bhaktya. This is like it says, I said, right, initially how it starts, it is the mercy of the devotee, right? And this mercy of this devotee who comes, he has got devotion. And this parts it to the conditioned soul. Like, for example, Srila Prabhupada, right? Srila Prabhupada went to US. So when he was going to US, many people told him that don't wear this Swami dress and go. You have to adopt their culture and go. Prabhupada did not accept. He went in that same form. So when he would walk early hours, when he would take a walk, there were so many people who got attracted and to him, right? To attracted to him, and they would ask him, who are you, from where you have come? And then Prabhupada would say, yes, I'm so and so, I have come here to give bhakti. We have got in the 26th Avenue, there is classes going on over here, why don't you join over there, right? This is the mercy of the devotee. The devotee, so Prabhupada says that why did those people who came over there and became his devotee, it is only because that dormant, that emotion for bhakti is there within them. It is only, it has to be resurfaced. So it is done with the mercy of the devotee, who imparts the devotion which he has within himself. Bhaktya sanjayate bhaktya. He, with his bhakti within him, he attracts them and they try to follow him, and thus they come into this service. So similarly, though we feel that sadhana bhakti is mechanical. Yeah, in one word we say, yeah, they're just following the rules and regulations. But rules and regulation, we are using it, we're focusing our mind to spiritual objects, like the deity worship, the chanting of the holy names, right? Serving, visiting the places of pilgrimage. Thus, by doing it, we are igniting that emotion within us. So, sadhana bhakti is the practices which we are doing it to achieve that perfection. Like a child who is having the capacity, that potential is made into kinetic, which is there within us. Through the practice, we are trying to develop it. So it says like it is like curing the madness. Spiritual soul in one's original condition is blissful, right? We say that we are the part and parcels of the Lord. So whatever qualities we exhibit, it is all given in minute amount. It is given us. We get it from the Supreme Person. So it is there within us. But only thing is that we are covered by this ignorance. So all this can be nullified by the sadhana bhakti. By doing this sadhana bhakti, everything, all that what do you call, the desire we have for our sense gratification, all the vikarmas which we have, which we are doing it under the spell of Maya, it becomes nullified. So it's that only by this in the material activity, under the spell of Maya, one has become mad, miserable, temporary, and full of ignorance. Just as a madman's mental disease is cured by the direction of the psychiatrist, so the sadhana bhakti cures the conditioned soul of the madness if we are under the spell of material illusion. So we understood the sadhana bhakti. Now we will understand what is the essence of sadhana bhakti. We are falling short of time. Fast. So, yeah. Can somebody read this? Every living entity.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes, Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Dhanavad Pranam. Every living entity under the spell of the material energy is held to be in a abnormal condition.
I cannot hear.
Condition of madness. In Srimad Bhagavatam, it is said generally the conditioned souls is made because he is always engaged in the activities that are the disease or causes of bondage and suffering. The spirit soul in his original condition is joyful, blissful, eternal, and full of knowledge. Only by his implications in material activities has he become miserable, temporarily, and full of ignorance. This is due to vikarma. Vikarma means actions which should not be done. Therefore, we must practice. Sadhana, sadhana bhakti, which means to offer mangala arti, deity worship in the morning, to refrain from certain material activities. To offer obeisances to the spiritual master, and to follow many other rules and regulations that will be discussed here one after another. These practices will help one become cured of madness. As a man's mental disease is cured by the directions of secretaries, so the sadhana bhakti cures the conditioned souls of his madness under the spell of Maya. Material illusion. Narada Muni mentions this sadhana bhakti in Srimad Bhagavatam, 7th canto, 1st chapter, verse 32. He says there, to King Yudhishthira, my dear king, one has to fix his mind on Krishna by any means. That means called Krishna consciousness. It is the duty of Acharya, the spiritual master, to find the ways and means for his disciple to fix his mind on Krishna. That is the beginning of sadhana bhakti. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given us an authorized program for this purpose, centered around chanting of chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra. This chanting has so much power that it immediately attach one to Krishna. That is the beginning of sadhana bhakti. Somehow or other, one has to fix his mind on Krishna. The great saint Amrish Maharaja, although responsible king, fixed his mind on Krishna, and similarly anyone who try to fix his mind in this way will very rapidly make progress in successfully reviving the original Krishna consciousness. Now the sadhana.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. That's it. So we understand that the essence of sadhana bhakti is focusing our mind onto Krishna, focusing our mind or fixing up our mind. Okay, so we will just try to understand that. Sure. So the essence of sadhana bhakti is to fix our mind onto Krishna, right? So here we that when we are engaged in various material activities, right? So what is in sadhana bhakti, that same material, the same thing, but they same object, but they are spiritual objects, right? We are using our mind, our soul, body, and mind to focus on Krishna, right? So here when we do the activity, we are the spiritual objects like the holy name, as I said, visiting the places of pilgrimage. We are trying to control our mind, fix our mind onto Krishna. That is why it is said that you do your activity for the pleasure of Krishna. So you do not, it is not karma, it is akarma. So Narad Muni, he tells to Yudhishthir Maharaj that somehow or the other, one has to concentrate his mind and the other senses on Krishna. So it can be either by hatred, like, this is unfavorable way, which is that either by hatred or by fear, or by bhakti or fear or affection or by lust. These are the few ways that you can focus your mind. But think favorably. That is what it is mentioned. When Narad Muni says that some item that resemble bhakti, in the we see that in the above list that fear and hatred are also mentioned. Right? There were so many people who would like Chitpal. They would think about the Lord in a negative with hatred, but that is an unfavorable way. Here we are talking about bhakti, uttama bhakti, where it should be favorably for Krishna, right? Anukulena. But it was never as an instruction to think that of Krishna with hatred or fear. The meaning is that Lord grants auspiciousness. Even when a person shows fear or envy towards him, so who would not worship such a merciful, right? Even though they were thinking about Krishna in fear or as hatred with a bad intention, Putana, she came with a bad intention, but even then she was given Labe Gatim Datri Uchitam Tatonyam. She was given the position of a Datri, a mother nurse in the spiritual world. So it says that he is so merciful. So one who would not worship that merciful Lord, and why should one think of him with hatred or fear? So the actual instruction is you have to think of Krishna in a favorable way with affection, and thus that is what sadhana bhakti guides us. It is, we may think that it's kind of a mechanical. No, mechanically we are engaging the material thing, spiritual objects in the service of Krishna, so as to fix our mind onto Krishna. So it is how we do it. It is the duty of the acharyas that we have to take the shelter of a guru, and the guru guides us how, like how Srila Prabhupada, he has given us a full program for us, so that we all our activities are engaged in the service of the Krishna. Morning Mangala Arti, Guru Ashtagam, then Narsimha Arti, Tulsi Arti, followed by Srimad Bhagavatam. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave us the powerful process. Don't do any other rituals, just chant the holy names, and then immediately you can attach your mind to Krishna. That is the beginning of sadhana bhakti. Saintly Amrisha, although he was a responsible king, he had doing all his prescribed duty, but he was doing his prescribed duty for Samsiddhir Haritoshanam, for the pleasure of Krishna, and thus he was able to fix his mind. So sadhana bhakti, the quality of sadhana bhakti is it helps us to remove all our kleshas, and it gives us Shubhada, and by following the rules and regulations, we can fix our mind unto Krishna. This is the characteristics of sadhana bhakti, which we can understand in the first 9 paragraph of this chapter. And then further ahead, we can understand about the various types of sadhana bhakti, the Vaidehi bhakti and Raganuga bhakti.
Okay, regarding the chanting, I just wanted to say, Krishna says in 12 chapter 8 verse, Mayeva mana adhasva Mai buddhim niveshaya nivasisashyamayeva ato urdhona samshaya, means one who concentrates or one who invests his mind and intellect in my holy names, he comes to me without fail. So that is also chanting.
That is how it becomes sadhana bhakti. That is how it begins, right? The person who is fixed in Krishna consciousness, they will surrender unto. That is the position of a Krishna conscious devotee. They will surrender unto the lotus feet of the Lord. They will and pray. They will chant the prescribed, whatever prescribed by the acharyas, chanting the holy name, offering bhoga, taking that prasada. Why were you taking prasada? To control our senses. Of that senses, the tongue is the most uncontrollable. So it says, Sevanumukhe hi jivado, use it for the chanting of the holy names to taste the prasada. And thus you can fix your mind.
Okay, thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Ramakrishna Prabhu, you have a question?
Hare Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes,
No,
Prabhu.
Mataji. I
Mataji.
raised it for you.
Yes, Prabhu, you're audible. Please go ahead.
Mataji, last I am talking about the previous class where Mataji has taken the class, previous that is regarding Bhagavatam class, prayers of Lord Brahma.
Yes, Prabhu.
I have asked that question to your consult, Mataji. The thing is, my question style is, of course, I have not put forth the questions like correct manner. The fact is, Lord Brahma, before creation, before starting creation, he has prayed for, is it not, Mataji? 4 prayers he has made. Am I right, Mataji? Am I audible, Mataji?
Yes, Prabhu, but not a disturbance in the back.
Okay. 1 second, I will come little bit up far.
Bhumna Mataji, you can just mute everyone else. We can hear Prabhu clearly and then we can unmute everyone.
Sure, Mataji.
Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Mataji? Am I audible, Mataji?
Yes, yes, Prabhu.
Before starting of creation of this universe, Lord Brahma is prayed, Mataji, 4 types for creation and for not to falling down and then always be in the conscious. Is it not, Mataji?
Yes, yes.
Whereas
He made 4 requests.
We the conditioned souls. So we have to start our regularly, every day we were starting our duties, right from morning to evening. While starting, that is in the early morning itself, while before starting, we used to start our chanting by 4:30 and by myself, I think, talking with myself. By that time, I have to pray like that. So in my duty, how I have to pray in the Supreme Lord.
How you have to pray? That is what you are asking, Prabhu.
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah, see, Prabhu, in that Lord's Prayer, in that chapter, towards the end, we said that Lord Brahma made 4 requests. First, he is telling them, empower me with the knowledge, correct?
Yes.
So for us, is we are in the mode of ignorance, right? So we are in avidya. So we have to ask that Lord. Let me understood that today's chapter also, avidya.
Yes,
Right? This whatever attraction we are having for the material sense gratification, it is all basically because of avidya. So we have to pray that releases, let us pray that we do not fall into this avidya. Yeah, give us that vidya, the proper vidya, that is the transcendental knowledge of all the vidyas. That how we can do is, do not engage yourself in too many activities that are related to the material world. That's because if we spend our time discussing about the material matters, okay, you will become worldly wise, but then that is not going to help you in any way. It is just sama eva hi kevalam.
Yes, Mataji.
Then second, he is telling that after empower, he is telling protect me. Right? Yes. Protect me is that let me not become proud of my work, right? The seva, whatever activities I am doing. So even we also, though we have come into devotional service, sometimes we become over because the illusion, this maya is so strong. Even doing seva also, we may become proud. Let's see how I could do this outward. That also is not good for our advancement.
Okay,
Then
okay.
it says that that is protect me. Then he says save me. Save me, that means may I not be deviated from this path.
Yes.
So while doing seva also, or while doing so many, like for our livelihood, we have to go take up some job. We are in touch with so many people. So let us not be attracted to it. When we get attracted to it, we will get deviated from our path. So similarly, he said, save me. That's why we say that savai pumsa parodharma yato bhaktir adokshade ahaituki apratihata. Our devotional service should be without any desire for our sense gratification, but to please for the pleasure of the Lord, and it should be we should not deviate from the path. That is what. So it's a similar example I was giving with that. Sometimes even Maya is so strong. There was a devotee by the name Ranchor during Srila Prabhupada's time. He was appointed as a personal assistant. He was with Srila Prabhupada. But he was in the initial stages. But then later on, they had organized a rock mantra where he they were, along with the chanting, there were other materialistic people with their rock songs and all. So that even though he was in the initial stage, but he got the opportunity to serve the guru, a pure devotee, but then still he fell in the Maya and he got deviated. He got attracted to the girls who had come for that rock mantra. So that is what is Maya. So we have to pray that we do not get deviated from this path and empower us to from this avidya. Give us the transcendental. Let we be attracted to the. This is the correct transcendental knowledge is the correct knowledge. That is the vidya. That is what is mentioned, Prabhu. Hope.
Yes, Mataji, I got. Understand, Mataji. Yes. So, one thing is, I will make my own type of prayers for that. I will draw, Mataji.
Yeah, prayers are your feeling. You are expressing your feelings, right, Prabhu?
Main one thing is, I am not so well versed in English. So, I am from Karnataka, Bangalore. So, I will make this into Kannada version. So before starting my day-to-day work, I will pray like that.
Very good. May you inspire many, Prabhu, that we also do like that.
Sorry, Mataji, I have given you trouble.
No, Prabhu. Very good. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji.
One last question, Mataji, a very small question. See, I am following devotional service, but I just wanted to know the connection of devotion with gross things like onion, garlic tea, and all these things, because I am doing a devotional service from my heart, like which is subtle, like spiritual form. But all these things like onion, garlic tea, they are on a like material gross level. So how do they affect our devotional service? Because see, I don't eat like the means I follow the 4 equity principles, but sometimes I go to restaurants or my like mom prepare food which contains all these things. So how it affects our devotion, like onion, garlic, and tea? Like,
yes, Prabhu, that is what we have started. In this chapter, we said sadhana bhakti, right? Immediately, we cannot, that is in the advanced stage where you are, you develop that emotion for the Lord and you are meditating Him in your mind. That we cannot do in the initial stage. Yeah, we have to do sadhana. To do that sadhana, you have to be in the mode of goodness. That is why they say that they give a certain restriction which will deviate us. Those good food, even food, everything, if they are in the 3 modes. This material world is made up of 3 modes. Everything are in the 3 modes. Every activity, the food we eat, the activities we do, the day, the early morning, it is goodness, then the passion, then the ignorance, right? So it has to be regulated. So for that, they say that things that are avoid those that are in the mode of ignorance, that in the mode of passion, so that it keeps you in the mode of goodness and helps you to understand and helps you to progress.
No. My question is how those things like onion, garlic tea will affect our devotional service.
Yes, they are in the mode of ignorance, right, Prabhu?
But our like devotional service is on the like spiritual level, and these are on the gross level. Like that is my question.
Yes, Prabhu, that is what you have to understand, that we are on the gross level. So at the gross level, We have to
it comes slowly, Mataji. As we spiritual journey, we gain that devotion, and Lord Krishna is happy with our service. It doesn't come with speed. We cannot do everything. All the activities we cannot do. We can only slowly, gradually, we can increase our devotion.
Correct.
Prabhuji said that we start in the morning and we do the chanting, and then in between we listen to the lectures. But all this comes, and after some time we see that again we are carried away by Maya. Here and there we have some obstacles also.
Yes,
we have obstacles in our life, no Mataji. It is not that we are not having any obstacles. Yeah, so all this.
Shashwatam Mataji. Padam Padam Vipadam. There is obstacles slowly, but yes, it says that you have to be like the river. You have to overcome all the obstacles and try to reach the ocean, merge with the ocean, nectar of devotion.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling Mataji. It comes little slowly. It's not that we can just.
Yeah, that is why we take up sadhana bhakti, right? Slowly, step by step, following the rules and regulations for doing the do's and don'ts, what has to be done, what has not to be done. And then that is why when we come, you should not eat the things which are in the mode of ignorance, which will try to, first that's what sadhana bhakti is, to fix your mind onto Krishna.
And the first thing that we will observe that first our thoughts will become pure, Mataji. We will start thinking in a positive way. Whatever we have negative thoughts, we will stop getting all those thoughts. Then the devotional service will start.
Very good.
Okay, means you want to say by eating onion, garlic and tea, we will not get the mukti or love of Godhead. Though we are doing devotion service and we are also eating onion, garlic and drinking tea, so we will not get love of Godhead, which means like.
Hare Krishna. Mataji, can I just add one thing? Which
Mataji, sure.
Yeah, so what I've heard from senior devotees, Jaise khayenge an, वैसा रहेगा मन, right? So whatever we intake, that is only going to create our emotions, right? So if we have onion, garlic, then it will stimulate rajasic and tamasic tendencies, which means it will increase our desire to do more sense gratification. So that is the reason Prabhupada is told in one lecture, Prabhupada mentions, right, that, we should not artificially think that I am thinking of Krishna all the time, right? Because Maya is deluding us to think like that. But when we follow the regulative principles when we actually think that I am no good, that is the stand of a pure devotee. A pure devotee never feels that, oh, I am already having nice love for Krishna, right? Rupa Goswami, he sings, Hey Raje, Hey Radhe, Vraja Devi Ke Lalite, Hey Nanda Shuno Kana. Right? Rupa Goswami and the Goswamis are pure devotees, but they are not saying that I met Radha Krishna yesterday or I saw them in the dream. They are saying, oh, I am so fallen, I'm not able to think of Krishna. Krishna, where are you? Give me opportunity for service, like that. So, although we may sometimes get some nice emotions that I'm serving Krishna very nicely, etc., we should understand that is also a Maya's illusion. So we need to understand that I'm still in a very low level. I have to follow. If I'm not able to follow basic regulative principles, then whatever is happening is at a mental platform, right? Sometimes I feel happy when I have samosa, right? And sometimes at the same time, I get the news that I have failed my 8th standard exam. Then I'm completely in sorrow, right? So these dwindling of happiness and misery will happen always. So we have to be strictly, firmly situated in 4 regulative principles. Prabhupada is told, 4 regulative principles, chant 16 rounds, I will take you back home, back to Godhead. So we don't have to worry whether I am having love for Krishna, whether I am getting advanced, anything like that. But we need to follow the 4 regulative principles, which includes no meat eating, no gambling, no intoxication, no illicit sex. And no meat eating includes no onion, garlic, no tea, coffee. Right? If you are not able to give up for any reasons, we have to just pray to the Lord. We have to pray to Prabhupada, rather than trying to justify that I am getting emotions which are favorable for bhakti. We should try to pray in a different way. Oh Prabhupada, because of my current situation, I am not able to give up onion, garlic or tea and coffee, but I pray to you, please. Right? Prayers can move mountains, right? In this way, we will, by the mercy of Prabhupada, by the mercy of Guru Maharaj, by the mercy of Radha and Krishna, in this month of Kartik, by the mercy of Radharani, we will be put into a situation, right? In teachings of Lord Chaitanya, it is said that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will drag us to Krishna Prema, even if we don't want, provided we follow the rules and regulations. If we please Guru, then we'll please Gauranga. So, I mean, I'm also a Sadhaka Bhakta. I also have so many anarthas. So what I try to practice, what I've heard from my seniors is that whenever we have put into some conditions which we are not able to overcome, which are basic relative principles, we just have to pray. Rather than trying to think that in spite of all that also I can advance in devotional service, we should pray that, oh, I'm not able to follow even these basic relative principles. Krishna, oh, Srila Prabhupada, oh, Srila Guru Maharaj, please help me so that I can overcome these tendencies. Please help me, put me in a situation where I don't have to eat onion garlic, right? Of course, we are not eating, we are all devotees, we don't want to eat onion garlic, but the circumstances are such. So we can pray that, please let the circumstances become better, that I'm able to follow very nicely the regulative principles. Okay, Virendra Prabhu, does that help in any way?
Yes. Thank you very much. Very enlightening, like you told me. Very enlightening. Thank you very much. I will.
Thank you, Prabhu. This is what I have heard. Because I put the same question to my seniors, right? So this is what they have told, and thank you very much. So in case there are any other questions, we can take them. Maybe one last question. It's already 12:50. So, okay, thank you very much. So we thank Her Grace Susevika Madhavi Mataji, very, very enlightening class. She drowned us in the ocean of the nectar of devotion, the ocean of Bhakti Sagar. So we thank her very much by chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. We also thank Mataji for the very wonderful effort she has put in preparing those wonderful PowerPoint presentations, because a picture speaks 1,000 words, right? So in this way, very grateful to Mataji for her wonderful endeavor in trying to make us understand the nectar of devotion. Thank you very much, Mataji. We are awaiting your classes, waiting for the next session. So every Friday, we get the nectar from Susevika Mataji. 1 week is Bhagavatam, 1 week is nectar of devotion. So very grateful to you, Mataji. Thank you very much.
Mataji,
नमो नमः पंचकोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय, नेक्टर ऑफ डिवोशन की जय, जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, सुसेविका माधवी माता जी की जय, अनंत कोटि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय, निताई गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. So Monday, Tuesday, we will not have sessions. We want to wish all of you a very happy Govardhan Puja, happy Deepavali. Let us all celebrate in a very nice Krishna conscious way, feeding Gomata, offering lamb to Shri Radha Damodar. In this way, by the mercy of Srimati Radharani, we will all be placed in situations where we are able to practice pure bhakti. Hare Krishna. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Nitai Gaur Premanande.
Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you very much. Thank you Mataji. Hare Krishna.
And I'm very much sorry to ask
Happy
those questions.
Deepavali Mataji.
I'm extremely sorry, Mataji. Hari bol.
No problem. You have every right, because this is the question which everybody asks, you know.
You see, your question is many of us.
Yeah. Many of us have asked this question.
Extremely sorry.
No, Prabhu. No, sorry. Many of us have benefited from your question. We should thank you for asking that question.
Yes. Very aptly said. Mataji has put it very beautifully. Please ask more questions, Prabhu. Sometimes we are so dull-headed, questions also don't come to our mind. So, like people like you inspire us, you know, so that we can learn from your questions, whatever Mataji is answering like that. Okay? Hare Krishna.
Happy Diwali too. Yes. Happy Diwali.
Yeah, asking questions is also one kind of seva, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. So, yeah, with everybody's permission, we have to end the session now. We are already well beyond time. We have the next session lined up. So, thank you very much. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Dandat Pranam.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Dandat Pranam.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. I end the session. Hari Bol.
Hari Bol, Mataji.